curious about this demo. Yes! Me too. I was the editor for the script for the English translation, and when I was working on it, I was only given the script to work on, like through the computer. And so I haven't actually played the game. I'm really excited to see it. I've been watching some people play the demo and it looks really gorgeous, but yeah, like I'm kind of going in blind because like I know the script, but I don't know how it looks like and I haven't heard any of the music or anything. Gun awareness next time for jump scares. Okay, I'll let you know. So this is an Otome game, which is basically a dating sim for targeted towards girls. So you play as a girl and you seduce men. Well, the love interests are men, basically. And this one specifically is set in France, like fantasy France. And what else? And it takes place in a magical carnival, and it's like it's a cute game. I wouldn't say like the story is groundbreaking or anything, but for what it is, it's very sweet. I think it's a very good game for like people who want to get into Otome games but don't quite know what they are, because this is, I feel, very accessible. It's not like super dark or super heavy or anything like that. I mean, there is drama in it, of course, because what stories don't have drama, right? But like, I would say it's pretty nice, all things considered. Most of the love interests are pretty pleasant. The system is pretty easy to figure out, I feel like. And the aesthetics are gorgeous. Like, I absolutely love the way this game looks. I saw somebody play with the UI recently, and the UI looks so good. Anyway, so let's start. Your character's default name is Emma, but you can change it. This is pretty standard for most visual, like, dating sims. Excuse me, I need to take a sip of water. I'm just gonna go with Emma, because that's her name. For all the girly pops, yes! Preface. Prologue. The sky was gray. Snow fell from the clouds like porcelain crystals from a dull curtain. The frost covered the park, coating its already still attractions in frozen, silvery sheets. Where there was once smile and cheer, silence now reigned. Save for a few souls, that is. Oh, the echo is kind of funny. This was quite a way to open, by the way. When I was like first playing this, or when I was first working on this, I was like, whoa, what did they get me to work on? I thought this was gonna be cute and light, and it starts with this. How's the sound, by the way? Because I feel like I was trying to mess with the levels, and I feel like the sound is still kind of quiet compared to my voice. So if I need to turn it up, let me know. I'm gonna be honest. I really love that. I think it was the translator who added sun here, and it just cracks me up for some reason. You'll find no sympathy from me, son. Okay, let me turn it up a bit then. Let's go up like one level and see if that helps. Oh shit. Yeah, so this was quite an introduction. I was like, what the fuck? I was told this is a cute, light-hearted game, like a Otome game. What the fuck is going on here? I was like, I mean, I don't mind. I love murder mysteries, and it just kind of caught me off guard. And then darkness. I also really like the text box. The text box is so fucking fancy. It's beautiful. Someone was shouting. How are you guys doing, by the way? Today's Thursday. How's your Thursday been? Oh, her room is so cute. I love it. The little frilly pillow. I had something like this when I was a kid. I called it my princess pillow. And whenever I slept on it, I felt like the fanciest little bitch around. I also had like a pink ruffly nightgown, and like whenever I wore that to bed with the pink frilly pillowcase, it was over. It was over for you bitches. But yeah, this is super cute. I jolted awake. I found myself in my room, rays of the morning sun poking through the curtains. The aroma of freshly bloomed violets drifted through the slightly ajar window. Am I? Something ran down my cheek. I reached up to touch it and felt something wet. Tears. I'm crying? But why? That dull winter sky flashed across my mind. The image was faint, close to vanishing like smoke in the wind. Still, I knew it was the place I'd dreamed of. I can't remember much, but it couldn't have been a very good dream. Why else would I be crying? Oh shit, is it Arno? A knock came at my door, pulling me out of my trance. I glanced at the clock on my bedside table. It was well past time to get out of bed. Oh, it is Arno. Okay. Yes, sorry Arno. I'll get changed and have breakfast ready soon. Going okay, hacking around my silly text scroller thingy. Doing alright, got out of work at 2, so now I'm chilling playing some Medieval 2. Nice. Oh. Whatever I might have said, embarrassment stole the words from my mouth. I can't believe I slept through one of my only jobs. She's just like me for real. I'm really, really sorry. Finally managing to squeeze out an apology, I hurriedly dressed myself. Once I came downstairs, I found food for 3 waiting at the table. What is Medieval 2, by the way? I haven't heard of that game. Go off, Pop. Yeah, like 5-year-old me? That was the game, by the way. That wasn't my stomach. The comforting scent of freshly baked baguettes enticed a growl from my stomach. I love her. She doesn't show up much in the game, but I love her. She's very mom. She's mommy. Sadly, you can't date her. Good morning, Madame Alice. I'm sorry I slept in so late this morning. Do I have you to thank for breakfast? And this is Arno. Arno put down his food. I can't speak apparently. Arno put down his food, here we go, stood up and pulled out my chair for me. He's such a gentleman. Thank you. Oh, that's okay. I took a seat. Along with the baguettes, several colorful fruits adorned the table. She's just like me for real. Squid always takes care of the cooking whenever I'm around. Well, also when I'm not around, he cooks for himself, but my point is I don't do the cooking. He's the one who does all the cooking. She's so cute! She's got such wholesome mom energy. I glanced around the room as if searching for an answer. I'd seen Madame Alice's attempts at cooking before. Well, calling it cooking would have been generous. I can't exactly blame Arnaud for stopping her, but at least she's trying. Haha! That was such a bad laugh. Haha! This was very much a common spectacle with these two. The Vincent, if we want to be French because this is set in France, the Vincent and their little antics were a part of everyday life for me. It's been 7 whole years since I moved in with them. Until I was 10, I'd lived in Paris with my family, but after nearly drowning in the Seine River, I lost most of my memories. My father lost his life during the incident. Since my mother had already passed due to illness, I became an orphan. That was when the Vincent took me in. We, including Arnaud's father, Daniel, or can't remember what the French version is, Danielle? I can't remember, had stayed in Paris for some time. 6 years ago, though, Arnaud and his mother and I moved here. Whoa, Arnaud, his mother, and I moved here, to Blancbourg. Whoops. How do I do the backlog? Look at this! This is what I saw, and I was like, when I saw it, I screamed. It's so cute. It was like the most precious UI I've ever seen. Okay, let's see. 6 years ago, though, Arnaud, his mother, and I moved here to Blancbourg. The shock had put me in a precarious mental state, so the change to a smaller, quieter town was likely for my sake. They'd never said as such, but I knew. Monsieur Daniel had stayed on account of his work. So cute. I literally almost cried when I first saw it. The aesthetics are fucking top-notch. It's an old PS1 game. You play as a skeleton knight named Dan who was resurrected and must now save the world from an evil sorcerer in the first game and a warlock in the second game. That sounds really cool, actually. Yo, that's a cool and unique UI. That's what I was saying. It looks so good. Squid, check this shit out. Look at this. It looks so good. Excuse me. I hope he's well. I haven't seen him in a long time.
Emma, このジャム使ってみろよ。会社の人にもらってさ、もう絶品なんだ。
Oh, okay, I'll try some on my baguette. I spread the strawberry jam on the bread and took a bite. A perfect balance of sweet and sour filled my mouth. You're right, this is delicious. Arnaud gave me a wide smile.
食後のコーヒー、用意しとくか?
Kohi o... Nomutai? Nomitai? Nomitai. Allow me.
いいよ。俺はもう食べ終わったからさ。
It is nice. Yeah, I love it. The aesthetics in this game are so good. I was missing out on so much fucking eye candy just working on the script. 7 whole years and I can't read. 7 whole years and Arnaud's still as kind as ever. Ever since I'd lost my family, he'd been a constant in my life, a friend, and a pillar of support. And maybe more? Just kidding. Unless... After cleaning up breakfast, I followed Arnaud out to see him off to work. This is a really pretty background. It was a beautiful day with clear skies and just the right amount of sun. Vibrant flowers that decorated the roads swayed in the breeze. What? Why do you ask? Sick of you, Arnaud. Just kidding. He's fine. I like him fine. He's a nice boy. Arnaud suddenly stopped and peered at me. No, it's not that. I just had a strange dream is all. I don't remember much, but I know it was sad.
夢を見たってことは眠りが浅かったのかもな。
It was about a witch, and it wasn't scary. The witch saved a girl from being bullied and turned her into a princess.
あのな、魔女が出てくる本は大抵怖いもんだろ。
I really like his eye color. I feel like usually with redhead anime characters they go with like green, but I really love the warm shade of his eyes. It looks really cute. Well, this one wasn't, and I'm not either.
こら。
He prodded my head with his finger.
人は自分と違うものを怖がる生き物なんだ。お前がいい魔女だったとしても誰にも言うなよ。
Okay, Mom. I know. Not like anyone would believe me. How would I convince them? Cast a spell? It wasn't just my memories I'd lost 7 years ago. I'd lost my magic, too. All that practice I'd done with my mother as a child, gone to waste. I wonder where that star necklace went. Oh, it's so pretty. You know, I pictured something completely different in my head working on this. But this is super cute. Actually, this looks much cuter than what I had envisioned. My mother and I had matching necklaces. Not only had it helped to control and regulate my magic, but it also reminded me who I was, where I came from. But it vanished during the accident 7 years ago. Witches were all but extinct thanks to cultural persecution in Huns 4 centuries ago. My mother was the only one I knew other than myself. Despite that, our dark history still lingered. Most people weren't fond of beings like me. My parents had made sure to impress something upon me, though. Magic was a force for good. Remember this saying, it'll show up a lot. My mother, at least, had been a kind and caring witch, so I chose to believe in her. I believed in him as well. Who was that boy anyway? I can hardly remember. Whoa, that's quite a side profile, sir. Just kidding. All I could recall was that he'd been very important to me. Although I wasn't even sure of that either. I really do like the reddish yellow, like the amber color that they chose for his eyes rather than going with green. I feel like it suits him. It's a cute color too. Investigating somewhere far off again? Arnaud's a reporter for a local newspaper. He had to travel often for work. You know what my problem is? Is my mouth moves faster than I can read, or vice versa. Like, I can read faster in my head than I can speak, and then my tongue gets all tangled. He produced a flyer from his pocket. An amusement park in Blancbourg? I practically leaped for the flyer. Ugh! I hate this. I'm gonna go on a tangent here. Almost every single localization company that you work for will ask you to use American spelling. And I'm so used to British spelling because I'm Canadian that I use stuff like leapt, what else? Dreamt, burnt with a T. And they don't want that, obviously. They want you to use leaped, like Leaped. And every time I see it, it looks so wrong to me. I hate it. Like, I've gotten used to removing the extra U's and stuff, but like, this is one that I always miss. And then I have to get like, QA will ding it and be like, it should be leaped. And I'm like, no, it really shouldn't. Anyway, that's my tangent. I practically leapt for the flyer and read its contents. Reading out loud is a whole different skill, honestly. Yeah, I agree. Reading is one thing, reading mentally is one thing, and then reading out loud is another. La Foire de Rêve is here. Children and adults alike are invited to come have the time of their dreams. Visit us from April 1st to June 30th. Bienvenue! Oh, I didn't notice, but they have it in French here. That's really cute. De 1er avril au... Oh shit, what's 30? 23? Is it 13? 13? I think it's 13. 13 June. I'm so rusty in my French. I use leapt. Leaped looks odd to me even as an American. I know, it sucks. I hate it. Same with burned instead of burnt. A map marked their location. They were in a forest near the outskirts of town. I don't know. I do like amusement parks, but I'll sit this one out. I don't earn my keep like you do. Wow. He's an ally for sure. An early ally. He ruffled my hair. Do not touch my hair. I hate that. Hey! Yeah, that's right. Don't touch. Itterashai. Stay safe. Arnaud hopped on his bike and sped off to the office. Au revoir. An amusement park? Here of all places? Oh, her little merry-go-round is so cute. I placed the flyer on my desk and picked up my music box. After I'd wound up the key, I replaced it on the dresser and watched the horses spin as music began to play. The pastel top turned, glass gems twinkling in the sunlight. A kaleidoscope of colors reflected off of them, whisking me away into a world of fantasy. This little merry-go-round, this manège, was all I had left of my father. I was rather fond of it. It reminded me of the manège in my favorite picture book, Rêve du Manège. My father had been an engineer for amusement parks, so we'd often visited them to admire his work. My fascination had begun there. Unfortunately, I was told I'd received this particular trinket 7 years ago. I had no memory of it personally. Still, memory or not, I'd always treasured it, and I always would. Maybe I will visit that amusement park. Arnaud had offered after all, and I genuinely wanted to go. Alright, chores first. Oh, she's so dedicated. She's a really good girl, honestly. Overall, I really like her character. With a renewed sense of motivation, I set about my daily tasks. The thing with, dating sim protagonists is a lot of them are kind of blank slates. Because they're sort of meant to be a stand-in for you. But I feel like Emma is still... I think she has kind of a good balance of still being her own sort of character while also being relatable enough that you can kind of see yourself in her shoes. She definitely has more autonomy than other characters like in similar games, I feel like. And she's also very dutiful. All I can think of is Patrick and SpongeBob touching everything in the museum going, touch. I finished my work around midday when the sun was high and left home. Following the map marked on the flyer, I sauntered through town. That is a man. I'm sorry. Hi, I'm a little kid. I'm definitely not a 30-year-old voice actor. I couldn't help but grin at the rowdy children. It wasn't every day such events occurred around here, so I empathized with their excitement. Also, it sounds like they're speaking through a telephone. Wow, the Hamlin phenomenon. I wonder what that is. The what? Excuse me. Sorry. Excuse me. This guy's voice, I'm sorry, is killing me. I'm definitely a child! Like, the girl sounds at least a little bit more believable, but like the man, please. The family turned the corner and promptly left earshot. What's the Himlin phenomenon? Was she really making that up? The question hung in my mind, but I continued on my way to the forest. Hi, bestie! Oh my gosh, thank you for coming. Ah! No, you're a cutie. Thank you. How are you doing? As the buildings and bustle faded, the trees grew thicker. Birds chirped atop their branches, and squirrels scurried from limb to limb. And a voice actor. Yeah, I bet you didn't know I could make a very convincing 5-year-old girl. The tranquility was contagious. What sort of amusement park is it, I wonder? My heart pounded in anticipation. I took a moment to breathe and calm my nerves before continuing. Hey, it's Lewis! It is. That's how I feel whenever I see Lewis, too. Wow! There it proudly stood right at the mouth of the forest. Shut up, Squid. Reading is hard. A pastel gate gave way to a large fountain, around which numerous lovely attractions were centered. Even from afar, their craftsmanship was something to behold. I couldn't take my eyes away. The entire affair looked like something straight out of a toy box. I could have sworn I just walked into a picture book. It's all so charming. I've never seen a park like this. Oh! Is this my girl? I hope this is my girl. I think it is. Yeah, there she is! Clara! I love her. So, you can't date her, but I feel like her and Emma have really great chemistry. And me and the 2 translators on this, like, shipped her and Emma so hard through the whole thing. I turned to the voice. A girl stood there. Her star-dappled uniform seemed plucked from the same whimsical... Oh my god. I cannot read, I'm sorry. Her star-dappled uniform seemed plucked from the same whimsical story as the park itself. Clara, I love you. She's also just a really good character overall. Yes, please. I find that, like, in some games, the other female characters are usually there just to be, like, bitchy or, like, get in the way of the romance, and she's definitely not like that, which I like. I timidly paid for the woman. I timidly paid... She did not pay for the woman. I wish she did, no. I timidly paid the woman for my ticket. Oh, this is so cute! Even the tearaway part's a little star. That's so cute. I found another smile sneaking onto my face. The staff lady smiled back, tearing off the stub and handing me the rest. Kiss, 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 kiss. The girl gestured for me to enter. I passed through the gate with bated breath. Oh, this is so cute. I'm gonna die. When you don't see the, like the backgrounds, you kind of imagine it differently, but this is so much cuter than what I expected. The little bubbles. My eyes were drawn at once to the fountain, thoughts buzzing as how they traveled with such a thing. Elephants, which blew bubbles and sprayed water, adorned the circumference. Children frolicked about, reaching out for the bubbles. Something smells good. The scent caused me to turn my gaze toward the many stalls set up on the right. Upon closer inspection, they were selling all manner of deviously tempting sweets, from gaufres to pretzels to sugared fruits and cookies. Warm sandwiches, snacks, ball games, and other diversions also lined the counters. Something about these stalls feels off, though. I approached them to investigate. Oh! To my surprise, the booths were being manned by puppets. Perhaps that wasn't the right word. They were automated puppets, machines known as automatons. Oh. I don't know how I feel about these guys. I expected something very different, and these are kind of uncanny valley, I'm gonna be real with you. Not a fan. I'm gonna be real with you guys. The automatons addressed and attended to the customers with pre-recorded phrases. I actually voiced Emma and Clara, so I'm excited to hear your thoughts. Incredible, machines with jobs? AI is taking over. Oh, there he is! There's my boy! This is my favorite. Surge Gang. I love him. Is there a problem with the automatons, sir? No, there's never been a problem ever in my life now that you're here. A tall man in uniform suddenly approached me. I knew at once he must have been with the park. This knowledge didn't make his gaze feel any less intimidating, though, or me any less like a frog in the sights of a hungry snake. Oh, no. I've just never seen one before. I love you. He sounds exactly like I thought he would sound, by the way. I love him. Okay, bye. Bye, bitch. I love you. The man said nothing more. He simply turned on his heels and left. He didn't seem very amused for... Oh my god, I forgot about this line. I think one of the translators made this up and it killed me the first time I read it. He didn't seem very amused for an amusement park employee. I shook off the awkwardness and returned to browsing the stalls. Cheers suddenly erupted from the fountain. Maybe there's a show going on. I should go look. That explains the impressive quality, Lewis, right? I headed toward the hubbub, only to find a young man putting on a performance. Oh, I think this is Krie? Merushi? Yeah, this is Krie. Oh, his side is cute. His side portrait is cute. I'm not a fan of him, to be honest, because he's tsundere, and I really don't like tsundere characters, but his his art is really cute. What's your least favorite vegetable? Mushrooms? Do mushrooms count? I think mushrooms are a vegetable, right? I hate mushrooms. I don't eat them, like, at all. What about you guys? Oh, okay, so mushrooms do count. Sweet. For this line, I really, really, really wanted to change this to, he proceeded to produce produce. I mean, obviously I can't make a big change like that, but like, every single fucking fiber within me wanted to change it so bad to that, and just like sit there and laugh to myself. I mean, like, obviously I'm not allowed to do that, but the temptation was so strong. He proceeded to produce produce. Anyway, the colorfully mismatched ensemble flew through the air and back into his hands with ease. He improvised all of that? Oh, his side profile. It's so cute. Okay. You're winning me over just a smidge. But as far as his character goes, I just really don't like tsundere characters. I should probably move. There's plenty more to explore. Mushrooms for life? Gross. Get this guy out of here. I offered my spot to the boy behind me and weaved my way back out of the crowd. I like most vegetables a lot, but mushrooms are one of the few that I really don't like. Like, I can't eat them at all. Quietly wishing the child a good show, I soon escaped the fountain area. Next on my list was the area to the left with the teacups. Oh, also tomatoes. I hate tomatoes. What is that? A costume mascot of sorts. Blah, 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 blah. Let me try that again. A costume mascot of sorts strolled by the line of guests waiting for the ride. The lemon-colored, droopy-eared rabbit wore the same uniform as the others and carried a flag with the park's insignia. Leon, my beloved! He's probably my second favorite. The rabbit began clapping, and soon the guests followed suit. On rhythm, he started to move, jump, and spin around the line of people. I could just barely make out a star pattern on the suit beneath his uniform. So cute, he is very cute. He's probably my second favorite boy. Serge is my favorite boy, but Leon's route is definitely my favorite, I would say, without giving anything away. With a wave of his flag, the rabbit left the guests. He looked this way and that. Eventually, our gazes met. The glittering, peridot-colored eyes fixed on mine. I have not. You have a manège? Squid, do you remember how you had to make me that button that had the E with the little accent on it? Specifically for this game. It put in a lot of work. Thank you, I will. The rabbit bowed, waved his little hand, and sauntered over to more guests. I wonder what it's like. Merry-go-rounds, that is, manèges, varied a lot from park to park. Yeah, so this word manège shows up a ton, like a ton, throughout the scripts. And so, without having to fucking copy-paste this every single time it showed up, I asked Squid to make me a macro pad for this, and what else? The M dashes, because I couldn't copy-paste the M dashes. What else was it? Oh yeah, because on Google Docs I have it set up so that 2 hyphens make an M dash automatically, but then on the program I was using that didn't work. And I didn't want to like have to go back and copy paste an M dash every time I needed to use one. So he made me an E with the accent, and he made me an M dash, and then I can't remember what else he did. I think he did curly quotes for me. But yeah, it seriously came in clutch. I had to use this so much, and all I had to do was press a button, and then boom, you got the E with the accent, or you got the M dash, and you didn't need to copy paste anything. So yeah, he saved my life. I was curious to see this one and how it compared to my father's music box. If it's as popular as the rabbit says, I've got to go see it. The rabbit is cute. I agree, he's cute. He's really precious. I like him a lot. He's a good boy. He's more like I would say maybe because I'm like super old, but I feel like he's more like a little brother that you want to like protect. That's kind of the vibe he gives me, but he's really cute. I like his route a lot. I set out on the path he directed me toward. So without Squid, this game wouldn't be possible? Got it, yeah, basically. Or it would have taken me twice as long to work on. The sun was beginning to set, dyeing the scenery in a golden tint. A pastel top and an array of colorful horses spun before me. Decorative glass gems twinkled in the sunlight. It can't be. I was awestruck. This manège was a splitting image of the one my father had made. Is this what he modeled the music box after? I never knew it was based on something. The manège came to a stop and the riders alighted. My feet carried me forward all on their own. Every detail is spot on. It's my music box. It's like I'm seeing double. I reached my hand out to touch it. The cold metal chilled my fingers. Wait, why is it getting warmer? It happened before I could react. Oh shit. Phew. A blinding light flashed from the manège. What? Before I knew it, everything went white. The light had swallowed everything. I couldn't keep my eyes open. My heart pounded in my ears. Heat seethed inside me. What's happening? And then the heat vanished. That's normal. That's just what happens when you touch merry-go-rounds. Especially in France, that's just the effect that France has on you. Carefully, slowly, I opened my eyes. The light was gone too. I scanned the area out of pure confusion, but answers eluded me. Did I imagine all that? Other guests exchanged looks and tilted their heads. Did we just get flashbanged? Evidently, I hadn't. The guests stared at the manège for a while before they lost interest and left. I should back away before it starts moving again. I managed to pry myself away from the ride and put some distance between us. That's when I heard the footsteps. Oh, my heart nearly leapt out of my chest. Ah! I slowly turned around. There was a man in a pale purple-hued suit and shoulder piece. Behind his stark white hair, he wore a complicated expression. He thought he'd never see me again? Oh, I think I was the curly quotes that I had you use, or that I had you put on the macro pad. I'd never met this man in my life. And you are...
Hugo だよ。覚えていないかい？君に会うのは7年ぶりだから無理もない。
Oh. My chest tightened. I'm sorry, but I don't remember much from back then. I explained the incident in the river and about my amnesia. I'm sorry. So, Lewis, since you weren't here at the beginning, she is an orphan. 7 years ago, she had an accident in the river and lost her father and her memories and also her magic. So now she lives with like her childhood friend. And yeah. She can't remember shit from 7 years ago. He frowned for a moment, but it was soon replaced with a kind smile. Mademoiselle. Bonjour. Ça va? Quoi de neuf? Please. So you run things here. Oh, sorry. He winked playfully. Did you know my father by any chance? Florent was his name. He was an engineer. I see. Considering the uncanny similarities between this manège and my music box, my hopes had been somewhat high. Oh my god, that's awful. Well, I didn't have the first clue. To claim responsibility for it felt inaccurate, to say the least. I apologize for touching the machinery, but I'm not sure what happened exactly. He offered a gentle smile. Oh, I keep cutting him off. My bad. He speaks too slowly. What do you mean? After glancing side to side, he leaned in and brought his voice down to a whisper. Sir, that's not a whisper. I quickly drew back. This is our childhood friend, Arnaud, who we're staying with. His family adopted us. Arnaud's words from earlier echoed in my head. No one can know. No one can find out. If this is an accusation, then you're sorely mistaken. I refuted him as firmly as I could. Monsieur Hugo appeared dejected. That's not the reaction I expected.
したい気持ちはわかるよ。でも頼れる相手は君しかいないんだ。俺たちはここで働く人間は魔法でこの遊園地に囚われている。それはとても強力な魔法で俺たちにはどうすることもできない。だから助けてほしいんだ。
I don't know what to say.
分かっているよ。信じられないよね。
He grinned, although only barely this time. He seemed earnest to me, so I didn't think he was playing some sort of trick. But trapped? In an amusement park? He can't possibly think I can just believe that. You can't know what I am. So, girl. How can I possibly believe that magic, which exists in this world, is what is being used to trap these people here? No, I cannot believe that. Like, really? I'm sorry, but I can't help you. A bell chimed, sounding the closing of the park and drowning out my words. The childhood friend is a cutie. He is okay. People began funneling towards the entrance. I should be going.
待って。君に見せたいものがあるんだ。
And then he whips his dick out. No, I'm just kidding. He doesn't do that. This is rated all ages. Huh? He grabbed my hand before allowing me to answer. He didn't pull, though. He simply guided me as a gentleman would. We left the Manège and passed by a number of attractions. Before long, we'd arrived back at the fountain. It seemed what he wanted to show me wasn't inside the park itself. Once he'd made certain that all the guests had left, Monsieur Hugo passed through the gate. We were alone. Everyone had surely gone home by now. It was quiet. Not even birds filled the silence. He continued on the road back to town, never letting go of my hand. Excuse me, where are we going? Stranger danger.
いや、いけないんだ。
We stopped. Monsieur? I didn't realize you were into some bondage shit. Is that a chain? The light took the form of a collar. Attached to it was an ephemeral chain leading back into the park. He whips his what out? No, the game is rated all ages, I think.
これが魔法だよ。
Or teens? I don't know. Either way, it's very PG, don't worry. This is the magic binding us here to this very amusement park. Oh, he already said that, my bad. I don't believe it. Magically trapped within an amusement park. I can't believe that magic exists and can trap people. It shouldn't have been possible somehow. She doubts this somehow. But here I was faced with reality. I couldn't deny what lay before my eyes. How did this happen?
魔法をかけられてね。俺はもともと遊園地が好きだし、ここでの生活は充実していると言ってもいい。でも、もう何年もこの状態で、そろそろ解放されたいと思っているんだ。
Years upon years of bondage do begin to wear on one. Tell me about it, dude. Everyone's trapped like this? Not just you? He nodded. But magic is a force for good. I thought there were no bad witches. I find it hard to believe a witch would do this. Witches aren't supposed to be evil.
悪い魔女はいないよ。これは事故みたいなものだったんだ。
He likes pet play, yeah. He's my dog now. Get down on your floors and bark, you little mutt. An accident. I was reminded once again of the Seine River. I'd lost a lot that day, even if I didn't remember what exactly they'd been. In addition to my father and the power I'd nurtured with my mother... Oh, also I forgot to mention, but her mother was the witch. Her father was like a normal human. Her mother died before the accident, and then her father died in the accident. So she had lost her mother before the accident 7 years ago. I'd also lost an entire year's worth of memories, and then she was training magic with her mother, but her mother died, and then the accident happened, and she lost her memories and her magic. So the people of the Rev had surely lost things themselves. They would continue to lose things so long as they remained captives.
大丈夫かい？少し怖がらせてしまったかな。
Oof. Oh, him? Shut up.
それならよかった。俺の話はこれで終わりだよ。君に見せたかったものはこの魔法だから。
He stepped back and the collar and chain vanished in an instant. After a short breath, the director faced me once again.
もう一度だけ聞かせてほしい。
This took one hell of a turn. Yeah, we're all degenerates here. Even if the stuff that I play is PG, the chat is definitely not
君
PG.
は魔女だろう、エマ。
人は自分と違うものを怖がる生き物なんだ。お前がいい魔女だったとしても誰にも言うなよ。
Arnaud's words came to me again. Monsieur Hugo said witches aren't evil. If he believes that, then maybe... I took a deep breath, fingers trembling. I am a witch. A sigh of relief left his
勇
lips.
気を出してくれてありがとう。
But I haven't been able to use magic for 7 years now. I'm not much of anything without that. He remained unfazed.
大丈夫だよ。君の魔法は眠っているだけだ。そうでなければ、あの時光は生まれなかった。
That was magic?
おそらくね。君の中の魔法とここに宿っている魔法が反応したからだと思う。さて、ここからが本題だけれど。エマ、うちで働かないかい？
That was very fast. He was so impressed by my fucking... What do you call it? What would you call the person who does pet play? Like the owner? The master? I guess. He was so impressed by it that he wants me to join him. Me? Work at the Rev? I was speechless. I do love amusement parks. They remind me of Dad. It's not that I'm opposed to it exactly. I just... The pressure was at once alleviated. Yes, I would need to speak with the people back home before making a decision. I couldn't go agreeing to such arrangements without at least consulting the Vincents first. Oh, he's gonna leave his gate open for us guys. What a hoe. Thank you. Au revoir, Tukuk. Monsieur Hugo waved me goodbye as I left. Bidding farewell, I started on my way home. The park soon vanished behind a veil of trees. Yet I remained in high spirits, like I was still there somehow, in that world of dreams. What a day it's been. I just told the first person outside the Vincent family about who I was. For the first time, someone had come to me for help. They needed my magic. If my magic really is just asleep, I have to wake it up. There are people I could be helping. I want to be a kind witch, just like Mom was. Gas lanterns lit up the park? I can't read apparently. Gas lanterns lit up the dark street. The warm glow almost seemed to call out to me, to guide me forward. My head remained in the clouds the entire way home. Once Arnaud had come home, I spoke with him about working at the park. Was this his room? Yeah, because he works at the newspaper. Hopefully I didn't spoil it. I think they did talk about that already, so hopefully that wasn't a spoiler. But given the newspaper clippings and stuff, I think this is his room. I left out the part about my magic, though. I didn't want to worry him.
は？遊園地でスカウトされた？一日の大半は家に引きこもって本ばかり読んでるお前が？
Rude ass bitch. You don't have to put it like that.
驚いたな。遊園地に行ってみたらって勧めたけど、まさかそんなことになるなんて。
Arnaud blinked several times. Also, I'm more than just a book reader. I'm Hugo's new master.
それで何に悩んでるんだ？相談してきたってことは仕事に興味あるの？
I am. I'd very much like to work at an amusement park like my dad did. But that'd take time away from things I'd normally be doing to help. Cleaning, chores, and anything else that needs doing at home. It didn't feel right to run off when they'd done so much for me.
まあいいんじゃないか？
You don't? He acquiesced surprisingly quickly.
以外なら母さんに頼めるし、まあ家事全般が苦手だから不安はあるけど、なんならパリにいた頃みたいに家政婦。
Also, his mom is really hot, but you can't date her, unfortunately.
父さんからの仕送りでお金に困ってないからな。俺だって仕事して稼いでるわけだし。
Arnaud's smile quickly turned into a frown.
とりあえずは遊園地がこの町にいる間だけだ。初めて働くわけだし、最初から深入りは禁物だから。
Also, what is this painting? It looks like an upside down radish with a face. Right, that seems fair. There was no guarantee my magic would ever awaken anyway.
次どこへ移動するかもわからないしな。
He glanced outside the window and sighed.
母さんには俺から話しておくよ。お前は明日ちゃんと先方に返事をするんだぞ。
I will, thank you, Arnaud. Merci beaucoup. The long day was finally coming to an end. Before bed, I picked up the music box from the dresser. This is the music box that she got from her dad. It's like a memento of his. I turned the key and listened to the melody as I processed the many days' events. It really had been like someplace out of a storybook. The attractions, the performances, the smiles everywhere you looked. And then there was the Manège and its resemblance to this very music box. The light. My magic. The collar of light around the detective? The collar of light around the director's neck and the chain that held him captive. I could only wonder and hope my magic was there somewhere, waiting for me to wake it up. Give me strength, Dad. The strength to see this through. I held the music box to my chest. Okay, time for bed. That's me. I had to get up early to visit the Rev. I needed to give them my answer. Au revoir, bonne nuit. The next morning, I made for the park while the air was still chilly. The girl at front wasn't there. The gate, however, was open, just as I'd been told it would be. Bonjour, ça va, tu cucks, I'm back. Well, it'd be vous cucks because it's plural. Unlike yesterday, silence filled the park. There were no kids frolicking around the fountain, no parents to scold them. My legs carried me further. They led me toward the Manège. We hadn't planned a meeting place, but somehow I knew I'd find him there. And there he was.
答えが出たんだね。
He noticed me at once. I do. I'd like to work with you, as long as the park is in Blancbourg at least.
ブランブールを離れたらお別れ。
Lamburu. Burenburu. Nailed it. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. There's no telling how things will go with my magic after
そ
all.
れもそうだね。じゃあ。
Oui, oui, la manège, ça va? Quoi de neuf? Monsieur Hugo stepped forward and extended his hand.
短い間だけど、よろしく、エマ。
Likewise, monsieur. We exchanged a firm handshake. I now had a job to do. I had to awaken my magic and free the people of La Foire du Rêve. So rose the curtain on my new life. And that was the prologue.